why don't we start with Steve in New York? Steve wants to talk about the increase of atheists going into more ritualistic atheist groups like the Satanic Temple, and kind of wants our opinion about it.
Are they?
Steve, you're live with Eric and Russell.
Hey, Eric. Hey, Russell.
Hello.
Russell, been a long time. Watched you on the other show. Missed you. Eric, it's been a while. Called in a couple times before.
Cheers.
Last time I called in, me and V kind of double teamed you, so I figured I'd give you the home team advantage on this one.
Out of context, that is a fantastic statement. I'm all about
yeah,
that.
especially with the last comment that you made before we hung up. So I wanted to bring that up. That's one of the reasons why I didn't call. I had to cool down a little bit after that one.
All right, so hit us. What do you got?
So yeah, I was told not to name specific names, but there have been some higher, well-known atheists that have been joining the Satanic Temple, other organizations like that have specifically are specifically atheists, but have a lot of ritual. And you and I had a disagreement on the importance of that, especially when it came to my own side of secular paganism, and whether or not it has some utilitarian value to it. So I wanted to kind of go back and forth on that a little bit, because
Sure.
I think you kind of, as far as I know, disagree with the entire concept.
No. Russell, if you want to jump in, just let me know. But in the meantime, I'll give what I can here. I think that when it comes to secular groups, it doesn't matter. Like if basically when I think about Satanic Temple, I think of a lot of really sarcastic atheists who are getting shit done. And the getting shit done part is the part that really matters to me when it comes to being a secular pagan or, a non-believer. You know what? There are a lot of benefits to ritual, and you get ritual out of a lot of things. A lot of people have a ritual out of making their coffee in the morning. That's one of the examples V uses all the time. And it provides stability, and it provides a level of comfort in your life that you can depend on, which is fantastic. When it comes to specific belief systems, the only thing that I want to make sure of is that when people see that you're practicing whatever faith tradition you might be practicing, that you're being clear that, hey, you know what? I get this out of it. I'm not propping up superstitious beliefs. I'm not propping up magical thinking. What I'm doing is taking part in a cultural activity in the same way that cultural Jews will celebrate, different holy days. And that is absolutely okay. What do you think, Russell?
So I'm probably not representative here because I've been basically not involved with organized atheism for
about 4 years.
For about 4 years, yeah. And in a lot of ways, I was tired and burnt out about it. And I understand that is not the case. It wasn't the case for me for a long time. So being a part of an organized group is a fine thing to do, and power to you. I always saw the Satanic Temple as a little trolly. And I mean, of course it's trolly, but I also saw it as a little juvenile. And I've never been somebody who likes to make points mainly by trolling, as I hope you could tell from my discussion at the top of the show. If something's on my mind, I like to actually say it. And messing around with trying to backdoor things in by saying, oh, well, we just want to erect statues to our sincerely held beliefs, ha, 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 just so that we can show you how dumb laws about allowing religious iconography is. Like, I can see the value of that, but it feels a little empty to build the entire organization around being trolly like that.
I mean, they're getting a whole lot more done than a lot of atheist groups.
Sure.
But maybe that just says that we got to step up our game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also think that there is significant value to those, like, for example, the Baphomet statue that they were erecting up. There is that cultural significance of a symbol to rally behind. Yeah, there are definitely things that are going to be problematic with that, but I think that's very much a part of the human psyche that I'm not quite sure that we can get rid of these icons, these cultural signifiers that we have behind some of these ideologies. For example, I venerate Fenrir in a lot of my stuff, which to me is a very symbolic thing to fighting tyranny and fighting against the oppressive chains that bind us.
So you support it as a symbol, but you don't support it as like a literal mythological figure that walks around and live. It's sort of like venerating Luke Skywalker as upholding values, even though you know he's not real.
I think there is a difference in venerating something like Luke Skywalker to something a little bit more ingrained in the cultural aspects of who I am as a as a pagan. There may be a way to argue for or against that. I'm not saying I'm completely correct on that point, but I definitely think that there's more significance to this cultural mythological icons than to just take like comic book movie book characters and using them in the same way. Again, there's probably arguments against it. I'm not saying that there isn't, but yeah, I personally believe that.
I mean, I would say that the argument against that is give it 200 years. I think that the mythology that's being created today is what's going to be repeated in so long, and I think that it could be that it has this significance to you because it was this popular at some point. It was the MCU of its day several hundred years ago, when it was written and shared out. For something to have a significance in your life, I don't think that it necessarily needs to have an validation from another. I'm not trying to poo-poo you here. I'm trying to say that I think that if somebody is getting benefit from the Luke Skywalker, Jediist, philosophy, then I guess all the power to them. I've met dudists who get their freaking religious philosophy from the Big Lebowski. Yeah, and they're some cool dudes.
All that said, like, I'm just saying the reasons why I'm not into those things, but that, in general, I feel like if you're into it and it's not hurting anybody, then you do you, man.
Yeah. What do you think? Right. What do you think, Steve?
Well, I think this is a topic that would require a lot more in-depth philosophical and ethical conversation than we have time for.
I know, which is why you need to come to Texas at some point or someday.
You're going to make a New Yorker come down to Texas? You're really going to make me do that?
He doesn't like the heat.
That's my
okay. Well, don't make. Okay, fine. Don't make me come to New York. How about next time I'm up on the East Coast, you just meet up. We'll have a beer.
All right, beer, scotch. Got to do the scotch.
Gin and tonic if we're going hard liquor, my friend.
All right.
You can have scotch with V. All right, we got to get on to the next call.
Next time I call, I do want to. There was a topic before on another call about debate bros, and I think I could make a case for actually the support of debate bros.
Oh my God! Yes, you need to. Well, Taryn, see, you're just waving the stake. All right, Steve, we got to get on to the next call. Thank you for calling in.
All right, guys, have a good one. Be safe.
You too.
All right, nice talking to
you. It's I don't know. I don't know. I feel like us being able to find and talk to each other is just fantastic.